Hey guys, welcome back to yet another YouTube video. So today I'm just going to be discussing what a typical timetable looks like for a CS student. Just to be clear, not all timetables are the same, but these can be common features that you'll see, and in my experience is how my timetable was structured. So number one, we have our lectures. So for me, I took 3 modules per semester. So for each module, there was a 2-hour lecture per week. So in these lectures, it's more about just understanding the background information. So it's very different to, say, high school or secondary school, where you're sort of taught the content. Most of the time with lectures, you are told what stuff is. So you have to go by yourself in your own time and teach yourself how these theories apply to the work you're doing, which does move on to your tutorials. So in my experience, tutorials have been more of a breakdown class, giving you examples to what you had been told in the lectures. So for example, if we were discussing arrays, we would have all the array types and then why each one would be good in different scenarios. And the tutorial classes are much smaller than your lecture classes. So in my experience, we had maximum of 15 people compared to our 200-person lectures. And these tutorials lasted an hour each. Lastly, we have our practicals, where you apply what you have been taught in your tutorials and what you have learnt from your lectures and self-studying, and apply it to examples that can come up in coursework and will aid in your coursework. So for us, our practicals were around, I want to say, 60 people, and you'd be at a computer working by yourself through an example sheet, question sheet, project, whatever sort of task they had tasked you with that week, you'd work through that in your 2-hour practical. So there isn't a lot of in person on hand help, but we did have assistance. That's not the actual word. When I find the word, I'll put it on the screen. But we did have people that were there for any questions. There was roughly 3, and there would be people in the years above who had already completed the course. And I do know for minimum requirement, they had to have completed the course with at least 65%. So in total, we have a 2-hour lecture, a 2-hour practical, and a 1-hour tutorial. And that's for one module. So if you multiply this by 3, you'll work out how many hours of in-person classes you have. And bear in mind, with every course that you do, every module that you do, there's always hours that they say for self-learning, which is the time they expect you to take and read up on what the lecture notes were and get a better understanding of this. So that's just easier when you go into your tutorials and your practicals. And it also does aid with your coursework help as well. Well, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more, and as always, rock on.